Wow. I can't believe what I just read. ARM, which is UK based in Cambridge, UK, and that's owned by a Japanese firm, is actually going to pull the rug from the license of Huawei. Now this is massive. This is bigger than when Google announced it's going to start supporting Huawei. Because software, you can remake software, even though you need the ecosystem, you still need the chips to run it. Now, for those who don't know what ARM is, I am going to show you a nice piece wrote by the BBC, which is strange for the BBC, I know, but hey, yeah. I'm just going to flip it over now. Here it is. Now, what I find interesting here is this here. It tells you exactly what it does. ARM is a chip designer founded in 1990. In September 2016, it was acquired by Japanese telecom giant SoftBank, but remains based in Cambridge, UK. ARM does not manufacture computer processors itself, but rather licenses for its semiconductor technologies to others. In some cases, manufacturers only license ARM architecture or the instruction set, which determines how processors handle commands. This option gives chip makers greater freedom to customize their own designs. So with that is what Apple does. It licenses the instruction sets and then creates its own chips, but it's still based on ARM technology. And the Keyron line of processors is similar. In other cases, manufacturers license ARM processor core designs, which describes how the chips should be arranged. These blueprints still need to be combined with other elements such as memory radios to create what is referred to as system on a chip. Now, a system on a chip is like the Qualcomm chips, stuff like that, the Snapdragons. As a result, when you talk of a device being powered by Samsung Exynos, Qualcomm Snapdragon, or the Apple A11 chip, or one in a Huawei smartphone, it is still ARM technology that is involved. ARM's US headquarters are based in San Jose, California, and the firm offices are in Washington, Arizona, Texas, and Massachusetts. Now this is massive, it really is big. Yeah. Now, like I said, it's fairly easy to, well, it's not fairly easy, it's still hard, but to create your own operating system and stuff like that, it's a lot harder to design chips, especially when they are as big as ARM chips are. Like I said, all the big manufacturers use ARM chips or ARM license ARM technology in the chips. That's a big thing about this. Now, I'm going to show you a bit more of this article, which I think really nails this in the bud for Huawei. Unless you get this sorted out, we can't do anything. So let's jump back to the article. Here it is, the impossible obstacle. Huawei told reporters on Tuesday that its plan B for software would be to develop its own operating system, something that it has already been working on for some time. However, it will be significantly more difficult for the firm to source homegrown components of sufficient quality. Now, this plan B is called Project Z inside of Huawei. Huawei currently sources some of its chips from HiSilicon, which it owns. However, while producing in China, this is the killer bit, while producing in China, HiSilicon's chips are built using underlying technology created by ARM. While HiSilicon and Huawei are free to carry on using and manufacturing existing chips, the ban would mean the company can no longer turn to ARM for assistance in developing components for devices in the future. Silicon's upcoming processor, the Kirin 985, is due to be used in Huawei devices later this year. According to a source at ARM, it is not expected to be affected by the ban. However, the next iteration of the chip has not yet been completed and is likely to be needed to be rebuilt from scratch, the source said. Huawei also uses ARM designs for its recently unveiled QPEG chips. These are used to power its Tisan series computer servers, which are designed to provide cloud computing and storage to clients. So this is not just going to affect the mobile arm, but it's also going to affect its cloud computing and storage as well. So when it says here, this bit here, I think this is the really important bit. No, not that bit, sorry, not that bit. That bit. Huawei is currently sourcing some of its chips from HiSilicon, which it owns. However, while produced in China, HiSilicon chips are built using underlying technology created by ARM. That underlying technology, it's not just the design, but remember what I said earlier, it's the instruction sets as well. Now these instruction sets, every single mobile phone in existence uses ARM instruction sets. Every single compiler for mobile phone uses ARM instruction sets. That's massive. There's also one other bit here as well. This here. If this interpretation is correct, this is going to affect every semiconductor company in the world, remarked analyst Lee Ratliff said of IHS Markit. They are not going to be able to easily replace the parts with new in-house designs. The semiconductor industry in China is nascent. Now, even though in the beginning of the article, you said ARM was only created in 1990, that's a bit false. It was born out of another company called Acorn Electronics, which was before then. It was like 1980s it was. And then it grew over the 1990s and 2000s and that. But even Intel cannot compete with ARM chips because the ARM chips have outstanding battery life. That's why you find them in every single mobile phone on the planet. Every single mobile phone SoC is based on an ARM design. These, like for instance, my Pixel 3, this thing here, this Pixel 3, it's got a Snapdragon 617 in it, which is a hexa-core CPU. It's based on the Big Little design, designed by ARM. The Big Little design is when there's like two or four powerful cores and 2 or 4 slower cores, and when you're just doing normal stuff on your phone, you use slower cores, but then it switches to the more powerful cores when it needs to do something like, for instance, on the Pixel, when you take a photo and there's a processor in the background, it automatically flips over to the more powerful cores to do that processing, then flips back over to the smaller cores, which are more power efficient, so it makes your battery last longer. That Big Little design was developed by ARM. Okay, that's why you get these hexa-core CPUs, even though you don't get, the different designs, like the A57 is an ARM processor. The Cortex series of processors are ARM designed. For Huawei to design those by themselves, it's going to take years. They obviously have not done anything in that space before. They've been working on a mobile OS for ages, but they haven't got the ecosystem behind it. But in China, there's no Google Play in China because it's banned by the Chinese government. So they've got their own ecosystem in China. So in a way, they could get around that in China itself, but not outside China. But in China, they cannot get around this. This is massive. I hope you like this video. If you do, then please subscribe. And turn on your notifications, hit the bell icon. I do stream games, mainly Saturday Online. I think Monday, Wednesday and Friday from 9 PM. And if you care to support me, then please check my Patreon link down below. This is Blackjack, signing off.